Let's take a look at another question related to warranties. Fast Cars Corp provides at no extra charge a 2-year warranty with one of its products, which was first sold in 2020. In that year, Fast Cars Corp sold products for $2.5 million and spent $68,000 servicing warranty claims. At year end, Fast Cars Corp estimates that an additional $420,000 will be spent in the future to service warranty claims related to 2020 sales. So the first thing we're asked to do is prepare Fast Cars Corp's journal entries to record the sale of the products, the $68,000 expenditure, and the December 31st adjusting entry under the assurance type warranty approach. So an assurance type warranty is where the cost of the warranty is included in the cost of the goods. So let's see what that looks like. So the first thing we're going to do is record the sale of the products. So let's look at what that entry would look like. Sale of products. Okay, so it says that they sold products for $2.5 million. So we just are simply going to have debit cash and credit sales. You could have the debit to AR here, but I think we're just assuming that we've received cash. And this is going to be for $2.5 million. So what's important here to remember is the fact that we still record the revenue from the goods sold under the assurance type warranty approach. We're just also going to think about the warranty in addition to that. So it's a gross approach. We're not netting the sales revenue against the cost of the warranty. They're two separate entries. The next one is to record the $68,000 expenditure. Well, what was the $68,000 expenditure? Here it says we spent $68,000 servicing warranty claims in 2020. So let's record that. Cost of warranties, 2020. So here we're going to have debit warranty expense, which is going to go through our income statement for $68,000. And credit, maybe it's AP, maybe it's cash. Just assume it's cash because it says we spent it. So you can say maybe it's cash. It could easily be AP as well. That would also be correct. So there's our $68,000 entry. And next we've got the December 31st adjusting entry. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, right now we've recognized all the warranty costs to 2020, but these products, we're going to have to service them over the entire warranty period. So it's a 2-year warranty. So we need to accrue the cost of the next year's warranty as well, because we have to match it with the period in which we recorded the sales revenue. So we already know what we spent in 2020. That cost is known, but now we need to think about into the future how much we are going to expend based on the warranty of the goods that we've already recognized the revenue for. So based on warranties related to these amounts. And so here it says at year end, Fast Corp estimates that an additional $420,000 will be spent in the future. So that's the amount now that we want to recognize. So 2021 warranty estimate. And it's going to be debit warranty expense, which is P&L, and credit warranty liability. And this liability account is going to be obviously on our statement of financial position. And this is going to be the $420,000 that we were given in the question. Okay, so now we've done part 1A. Now it's given us another part to this question. It says, assume now that sales in 2020 occurred evenly throughout the year. Warranty agreements similar to this are available separately and are estimated to have a standalone value of $600,000 and are earned over the warranty period as follows: 25% in 2020, 50% in 2021, and 25% in 2022. Now we're asked to prepare the entries for the warranty that recognize the sale as a multiple deliverable with the warranty as a separate service that Fast Cars Corp bundled with the selling of price of the product. So if this is a bundled sale, then now we are going to record the sales revenue net. So in this type of an approach here, where we're recording the where we're recording the warranty as the assurance type warranty, it's a gross approach, right? And we're estimating the cost of the warranties over the entire period. So now our P&L, assuming that the warranties come in line with this amount, you're not going to have any impact on your P&L. Of course, it's going to be either higher or lower. This is an estimate, but only the difference between what the actual cost of the warranties is and the $420,000 would go through the income statement. So it's relatively income statement neutral. Now, when we look at the warranty having separate sales revenue associated with it, then now we're into the assurance type warranty, and that is going to have a impact on the income statement. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So, not sure why it keeps doing that. Okay, so we still have the sale. So what does it ask us to do exactly? Prepare the entries for the warranty that recognize the sale as a multiple deliverable. So let's start with that. So we've got debit. The cash is still going to be the same from our previous entry up here. We had debit cash 2.5 million. And then we had credit sales revenue. And before we had 2.5 million here. But now we have an additional piece. Now we're saying that the 2.5 million included a warranty that should be valued as 600,000. And because we haven't provided any services under this warranty yet on the date that we actually sold the goods, then we need to recognize that 600,000 as unearned revenue. So now we're going to have credit unearned revenue for 600,000. And then the difference is going to be our sales revenue. So now our sales revenue are actually lower. And why is that? It's because now we're saying that the warranty actually has a balance. This is what the warranty is worth. In this situation, we were saying the warranty wasn't worth anything specifically. We knew that we would have a cost associated with it, but that the goods were worth the 2.5 million. Here we're saying, well, the goods are actually only worth 1.9 because we're actually we've increased the price because there's a warranty included with it. So that's why this entry is different. So next we are going to record what does it say here? Next, we're going to record the warranty entries. Okay, I think we did that one. And then we've got also prepare the entry to record the $68,000 expenditure for servicing the warranty and the adjusting entry required at year end. Okay, well, the entry for servicing the warranty is exactly the same. So previously up here, you see we had debit, warranty expense, credit, cash. Well, we're going to have debit, warranty expense still. And then credit cash. So when we pay out under the warranty, we're still going to do it. We're still going to put it straight through the income statement and through cash, even if we've accrued it. And then what we do is we true up that accrual at year end. So our year end accrual here is going to be, it gives us how much is going to be recognized each year. So 2020 is 25%. So means that we've earned 25% of the 600,000. So what we want to do is we want to decrease the 600,000. We want to recognize 25% of that through our income statement. So 600,000 times 25% equals 150,000. So this is the amount now that we've earned. So we're going to go debit unearned revenue, because we want to decrease that liability on our balance sheet that we haven't earned the revenue. So we're going to have 150,000, and then we're going to go credit warranty revenue. So this is going to hit our income statement. So now we're putting 150,000 of that 600,000 that we had deferred through our income statement because we've earned it according to our understanding of how claims are made under these warranties. And that takes us through part B.